Welcome to the Author's Porch, where every good conversation happens. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride from author to author. We want to give you an experience where you learn and enjoy the conversation. Authors tell you about their journey, you learn about new books, and at the end of the day, you go home with a smile on your face because the Author's Porch is a beacon of light, bringing you home to the family you never knew you had. We hope that you enjoy the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Author's Porch, where every great conversation happens. Tonight we are blessed and favored to have Sam Weis here with us. Did I say your last name correct, Sam? I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you.
It sounds like a Z on the end, like I'm really wise, or something.
There you go. We're all wise because we are blessed to be here tonight. I am super excited. I had about 10 minutes before the show to soak up Sam's creative energy, and I am excited for that because I was able to do my investigative journey beforehand and learn about Sam for a little bit and then talk to her before we started talking here live on the platform. And you guys are in for a real treat tonight because I'm going to give you a little bit of information. Then we're just going to start talking like we were before because I want to just keep going on this journey. And I think that you guys are going to absolutely love it as well. Sam is an accomplished creator, from a painter to a musician. You guys, she's literally a rock star. And I'm telling you this because I've listened to her music, and she has recently penned her amazing book, Abstraction, which is, I looked at the cover, then I read the premise of the book, and I'm going to let Sam tell you in her own words, for the simple fact is yes, it's beautiful. And when I was looking at the blurb for the book, when I was reading it, it just took me on this journey. So we're going to learn more about the book, but Sam, thank you for being here and bringing your creative energy.
Well, thanks for inviting me. This is really wonderful, delightful.
So we've got some folks already chiming in here, so we're gonna just bring them up.
Sure.
Sam, rouse them. So you started. So which came first? Okay, it's kind of that question: which came first, the chicken or the egg? So we go painting, musician, and now we've got the author. Sam, which one of those came first?
Well, it's sort of like everything happened at once. I was always a doodler, courtesy of my maternal grandmother. She used to drag me to all sorts of things that she was interested in that no 3-year-old child would really sit still for. So she had paper and pencil, and I would draw, and that was keep me out of mischief. Music showed up when I was 5, when I saw my first guitar, and that was the end of that. I was hooked. Painting,
Yeah.
came when I was 15 because that took a while because of materials and stuff. Writing, my dad was a great storyteller, and he was always telling stories, embellished tales of his own youth that probably he maybe should have not told all of it, but it was fun. And,
Right.
and it was really good experience listening to him tell stories, which kind of inspired me to, write some little tales. I remember when I was like 8 or 9, I decided to write a newspaper and put it in everybody's mailbox. Well, the nearest neighbors, I put it in grandma's mailbox, which was, 500 feet down the road, another neighbor, quarter of a mile down the road. Then that was probably pretty much it. Everybody else is a mile away at least. But that was my big moment. I wrote a newspaper, and I'm sure my parents
Wow.
were horrified. Yes, all the news it's fit to keep secret.
That is true. Yeah. Wow. That's very interesting because I think that stories come from some amazing places.
Yeah.
And when I was reading about your current work, one of the things that you said is that when the lockdown happened, that creatives had this explosion of creativity. Is that something that you experienced with this book?
Yeah, the this book had already been written, so at that point. But what I was living in, at that time when the lockdown happened, I was living in Kitsap County in Washington State, which is across Puget Sound from Seattle. And several of my friends are, painters, and they were, you know, terribly excited, and I painted a fabulous amount of work that turned out pretty well. The Red Bloom series, I was painting that,
Mm,
and, um, we had no complaints about being locked down. It was like, "Thank you, an
yeah.
excuse not to go anywhere."
Yeah, I was the same exact way, and my family couldn't understand it because I was at my happiest point in life,
Yeah,
having all this free time,
yeah.
and I'm gonna bring up a few of, your fans here because you've got a lot of people coming in here, and I wanna make sure that you see the amazing support
Oh,
you have.
look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
um, and
some of these people are major influences in my life, very helpful,
so
supportive of me, so
when you talk
great.
about influences, because you have so many creative things that you've done in your career, what are some of the major influences that have influenced you throughout your career?
Um, Oddly, I think, I guess I don't think say an influence, but I think the best thing was that my family, from a
Mm,
very early age, has always been extremely supportive of what I wanted to do.
mm,
For example, my brother taught me to read when I was 3. That was
so cool.
major.
Yeah,
Made me hate school for the whole thing, but, I was just off and flying and reading, since I was very young. That do you call that an influence? Is that an influence? I suppose it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think having the support of, the whole family, even the extended family, cousins and everybody, it's, like, majorly being lifted up. It's like floating.
And you definitely need that, and we've got another one of your fans tuning in here and making sure that, their voice is heard, and I love this amazing support network that you have, Sam, because oftentimes as creatives, we feel very isolated when we're writing or, in your
Oh,
case, painting or writing your songs. So when you were writing this book, Abstraction, what was some of the processes that you were going through in order to create this piece
well,
of work in particular?
the interesting thing happened when I was writing Abstraction was it started out to be another book. I was fully into working on a whole different thing. And I
Wow.
went to bed one night and I this is so weird. I absolutely dreamed Abstraction. I dreamed the whole thing. It's like, this is nuts. So I got up and spent the next day writing it. And of course, then it took 2 years to actually get it to look like something that anybody would wanna read.
Yeah.
But, and then there was all the self-doubt. It's like, "Is this really okay, or is this incredibly stupid?" Because the
Mm,
book does demand a huge leap of faith from the reader. It's
mhm.
not like a science fiction book where I've made a world and, you get into that, but it takes place definitely in the real world, and there are real things in it, except for the paintings that happen in the book. It's definitely, uh, very unreal fantasy, but, hopefully reader comes along, and I think so far it's very promising, but I was so filled with self-doubt after I wrote, like, 5 pages. I presented it to my friend who is a superb writer, but kinda remains in the writer's closet. She's a little shy about publishing you know. But she said, "Yeah, this is good. You should write the whole thing." So I did.
Wow.
It took a while because my spouse then, I should say, my then spouse, we were traveling a lot. We were going back and forth from Seattle area to Florida,
Okay.
and then back again to take care of a house. And so I wrote the book in a lot of interesting places. The book
Wow.
is set in the Pacific Northwest,
Uh,
but was written pretty much primarily in Florida. So
okay.
maybe I should take a trip to the Northwest and write a book about Florida.
There you go. Hey, that would be very interesting. You got some more folks coming in here. Jana Carson. It's great to be here with you, Sam.
This is
So, can you give us a snippet, give us a synopsis of the book? So, those that are here, we have some other folks here as well chiming
sure.
in with some questions that I'm going to ask you here in a minute. Can you give us a synopsis for those folks?
Yeah, the book is about a painter who was a famous landscape painter, theoretically, and something happens to her. She sees something that makes her world kind of go sideways, and she's captivated by this uh, just little drip of paint, and she begins to paint these non-objective abstract paintings to the chagrin of her gallery owner and everybody else around her. Gets into a lot of mischief because of these paintings. The paintings, when people look at them, it causes them to feel like they're never going to be unhappy again. They kind of like become euphoric and they become different people. It's like this, everything improves. And except for certain people who try to, kill her, little stuff like that. But and I think my favorite part of the ongoing plot, there are donuts involved, and that makes me happy.
Um, yes, donuts makes
But
everyone most
yeah,
of us happy.
the book goes very fast. It's got a really quick pace to it. It has a few serious there are some serious topics in it, but I have a lot of trouble remaining serious for very long, so the serious topics get kind of surrounded in a cloak of utter goofiness, I think would be fair to say.
I think there's so many things in life to be serious about.
Yeah,
So when you have to be, then be serious. Other than that, I agree with you. Why not just enjoy life?
it all turns out pretty much the same for everybody in the end. There's going to be that last breath, and up to that
Yes.
point, you can choose pretty much choose that. Some things get thrown at you that obviously you have no control over, but you do have control over your response to it to a degree.
Amen. Amen. Life is about
You
a
know,
group of choices.
well,
Yes.
get knocked down. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have someone asking, what kind of research do you do before writing your
Well,
books?
with abstraction, there were a few things in there that I didn't really know much about. So I did I talked to people, and then there's a lot of information available about certain locations I was using, like the Bangor submarine base in the Pacific Northwest, which houses the world's largest cache of nuclear weapons. And I
That's a
hadn't
little
known
scary.
that, which was alarming because at that time I was living 25 miles away from it. It's like, "Oh, kaboom." But,
Yeah, right?
you know, and
Well,
and and in terms of, the characters, I just spent a lot of time considering them, uh, writing down, I'm old-fashioned, I guess. I'm very physical, so
mhm,
doing on the computer, typing the thing on the computer, that's okay, but keeping track of, the locations, what they look like, what the characters look like, every little detail about them. I use 3 by 5 note cards, and then I stick them with tacks on a cardboard board because I was traveling, so I had to have this I couldn't just stick them on the wall, it had to come with me. So it's
yes.
a big foldy piece of cardboard, and,
I had that's very smart. I had to create like a PowerPoint slideshow of like um, characteristics of each character when you're going across different. I got lost and I ended up reading through a book and realizing that I changed hair color almost every
Yeah,
chapter.
yeah. I was terrified of doing that. As it turned out, I needn't have worried because my editing team, nothing, nothing got by
That's
them.
so good. Yeah. That's really good. I mean, it hasn't published yet. It's a series of like 9 books altogether, and that's in the future that it will be published, but as I go through it, I'm going, "Oh, yeah, what was that character's name in the other book?" And I just happen to put XXX, and I'll go back later, so that's
Yeah.
very smart with the 3 by 5 cards. I might have to use that trick, thank you.
Well,
So
and
everybody listening,
I've got
you
a
heard it
whole
from Sam.
I bought a whole box of them when I was in Key Largo. The CVS pharmacy had a big sale. They were clearing out these cards and like 50 cents for 2 packs. So I
Yeah.
bought a whole box of them.
Wow, that's very smart. So, when you were wrapping up the book and you were going to publish, did you shop around for a publisher or did you already know who you wanted to publish with?
Okay, here's a good story. I went to a literary conference in Seattle in 2015, I think it was. And I spoke with several agents, and they said, "Well, we like this book, but it's not what anybody's looking for." It's like this two agents told me, self-publish through Amazon. And I said, "Oh man." They said, "Yeah, we know you don't want to do that." I said, "Yeah, but I don't want to do that." And they said, "Do it." So I did. I think I sold about 300 copies. I am not, very good at, that
That's
side of
really
things.
good.
And so I'm holding on to this book. I'm doing other things, and suddenly, okay, the woman who in Seattle used to manage my rock band, she moved to LA, got married. She and her husband moved to Jerusalem, and she's the kind of person, she knows everybody. She's fabulous. So she's talking with this woman that she had just met. She goes, "Oh, my friend Sam wrote this book. You should read it." And turns out the woman and her husband have a small publishing company called Casva Publishing, who are publishing this. And so it
Wow.
all these little things link up
Yeah,
to get the book out there. And so they said, "Yeah, we like this a lot. We'll publish this." And that's how
that's
I
cool.
got my publisher.
The stars aligned in the right
Yeah,
way. That's
yeah, it's
super cool.
crazy. It's just crazy.
Now, is writing something that you feel that you'll continue, or was it kind of this was a story that pulled you and you
Well,
had to write
like I
it?
said, this is a story that just came to me in my sleep.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get back to the original idea I was working on. I think there are some ways to do that, but definitely I've got at least a couple more in me. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Because I know painting and I mean, I'm listening to your music back in the 90s, and I was telling you earlier before we came here, I listened to your music from the 90s that you had, and then I was listening to some of your recent music and listening to the change in your voice, and because we obviously all of our voices change. I could listen to a video of me back when I was 16 versus
Sure.
now, and I love the change in your voice, the smoothness, the texture of it, and
Yeah.
it's very calming. I mean, it was beautiful back then, don't get me wrong, in any way, shape, or form, but the smoothness and the texture of it just you can close your eyes and you could feel it. You could feel the voice. So, is music something that is your first love?
I would say that's probably true. I had this
Yeah.
plan, such a grand plan. When I was at University of Iowa, I studied fine art, and I thought, I'd already been playing guitar professionally since, my first pro gig when I was 14. I was a jazz player, and then I, discovered rock and roll when I was 30, kind of a late bloomer. But in those days, I still looked good in spandex and leather, so it was okay.
Hey. If
You
you got it.
work it while you can, because it goes away.
Mine went away before I was 20, so
But, yeah, I thought, "Okay, I'm gonna play music the first half of my life. Second half, I'm gonna paint." I hadn't even thought about writing a book till
yeah,
it was like 2010. I was sitting around the house and I thought, I really loved writing all these songs, but I'd like to write something that doesn't rhyme every other line. And I
mm,
thought, I'll try it. I'll try it. One of these days I'll try it. And then finally the day came and I did.
yeah,
And I like it. But I've always written some short stories that, just nothing great,
yeah.
nothing fabulous. But, I knew I could do it.
But maybe they are fabulous. There's some wonderful, like, if you look at some of the greats, their stories were short stories. They were never full-length novels.
Yeah.
So, it's your third act, right? Music,
Yeah.
then painting, and now writing. Not
Yeah.
not your third act in life because, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying
Yeah.
this some of us, I'm in my third act because this is my third career. Because
Uh-huh.
I did all of my waitressing and stuff when I was young, then I did military for 20 years, and now I'm writing and podcasting, so I'm in my third act. Maybe,
That's cool.
yeah, it's the best. This is where you get to just the freedom of enjoying that creativity. So, I just love that openness to the exploration of it.
Uh, I had an experience years ago that showed me how important this stuff actually is. I
Mm,
uh, hadn't realized before that the arts are just as important to life as food.
yes, absolutely. My I've got 2 kids. One is the go, 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 get it done, get work done,
Yeah.
square grid. And then I have my artsy child who plays in the band. She's a trumpet girl. She actually played the Star Spangled Banner at my retirement, and
Oh,
she's a theater major. They both went to Graceland University up there in Iowa. So when I saw Iowa, I was like, "Hey, she's up there where my daughter's at." My son left. He's in Kentucky pursuing his master's degree.
okay.
So but it was through my daughter and her creative spirit that I realized that I could let go of my go, go, go square grid, my second act, and move into my third act. So you're absolutely right. The arts are wonderful. But when when you're writing, how does that feel compared to your other
Yeah.
art?
Yeah, it's different. You know,
Mhm.
I find that it sucks me in deeper, like, when I've been working on a story, if I'm working for, like, an hour or 2 goes by, and then if I thank goodness I don't have to drive a car right after, I don't think I could do it. It's like being drugged, it's very bizarre. That's my
Yeah,
experience of it, because I've been in
yeah,
this different headspace for a while, and then I come out and I gotta think about what's going on. It's whereas music is interesting. Music I can really feel, and I've had this talk with other songwriters where I have had this feeling that something's behind me, and I keep looking over behind me like, what's going on? And then there's nothing there, but it's like this thing creeping through the uh,
oh,
air or something. It's just it's it's lighter. It doesn't make me feel as lost in it as
yep,
the prose. Yeah, painting,
yeah,
that's a whole different thing. The painting is like I can once I get my direction set, I can listen to music while I paint. Although I
mhm,
can't listen to anything that has lyrics, it always has to be instrumental. And
right,
well, that's
yeah.
that's a different thing. Oh,
When I'm in my writing mode, my husband says he's tried to even talk to me, and him and his mom will even go, "Look, she doesn't even know we're having conversations with her." The world. ceases to exist around me. There could be a fire in the house. I wouldn't even know. I'm in my own world.
Yeah,
I forget to eat. I'll stay up all night. I forget that I'm tired. I
yeah,
don't feel even parts of my body at that point.
yeah.
It is a whole nother
It
world.
really pulls you in, and I found it to be a lot of hard work and very exhausting. I think I've read the book maybe 25 times in addition to having written it. Sorry about the cough. I caught a cold, and here it is. I haven't
I
had a cold in years, and suddenly I caught a cold. I don't know where it came from. I wear a mask whenever I go out to the grocery store. I don't know. It got
It's
me.
probably this Arctic weather that's moving through in the weirdest of places. I saw on the news California covered in snow, and I was like, "Is Texas gonna be next? I can't do this."
No, no, I hate snow. What am I doing? I live in Iowa. It snows, but we don't have any right now. It's nice.
It's
It's,
it's
but
bizarre. Now,
it's great.
if South Texas, I'm on the border by the sea here in South
Okay.
Texas, the southern tip. The only thing southern is going on the land bridge to South Padre Island.
Okay.
Like I'm even south, I'm 3 hours south of Corpus. That's how south we are. If we get snow,
That'll be weird.
I'm moving to Hawaii. Like, I'm out of
Snow's
here.
in Hawaii, up on the mountain.
Well, okay, I gotta find another place then. So my question is, with your book, what is the hopes with this book for readers? What is the feeling you hope that they feel, or what is
I hope well, of course, I just hope they enjoy it and don't feel like, "Oh, that was a few hours of my life I'll never get back." That's and I'm looking forward to not receiving hate mail, that would be good. So,
yes,
but other than that, I hope they find it to be humorous. I hope they find the serious moments to be thought-provoking. I and there are some things in the book that are thought-provoking, and, uh, I just I think it goes so quickly. I hope they'll read it a couple of times
yeah,
'cause, uh, but, that's
definitely.
I think that's what I'm looking forward to.
Mild winter in Springville. Yeah, it's the world's turned upside down with the winters for sure.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
Now, where can people find you at, Sam, if they want to go and check your book out,
Uh,
paintings, music,
I
anything?
in the process of making a new website. I
Okay.
haven't paid for my old one, but it seems to still be up and running, so I'll give you that address,
Yeah,
because I had it on this morning. I thought, "This is so odd." So samwise1.net, and that's the
EIS1.
website.
That works. You may have a diehard fan out there that says we need to make sure that this stays forever.
Hmm,
You never know.
that would be nice.
What is the next big project that you're working on?
Oh, big project, big project.
Or small project, any project that you're
Well,
working on now that Abstraction is out there and you're doing tours on podcasts and other places in order to get the word out. What's the next project that you're gonna be working on?
I'm pondering, what the next book is totally going to be about. And okay, I see my friend Marcia said, "Love the book. Fun, quirky, has mystery and adventure. Evil is vanquished by art." Thank
Yes.
you, Marcia. That's said it better than I did. Thank you.
That's a great endorsement right there. That makes you wanna go read it.
It does, and
Yeah.
it's actually just a really I think it's a great read. It's a fun read. It goes smooth and quick, and there are characters in it that make you hate them and characters that you adore. But I was surprised to find out that that axiom that I've heard about, oh, the characters, they take on their own life. I thought, that's malarkey. All of a sudden I realized, what's going on? I didn't mean for this to happen. Suddenly the character is doing something, and I go, oh, okay. If that's what you want to do.
Did you talk to your characters?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That
Oh,
happens.
it read so fast, and I'm still waiting for a sequel. Okay,
There you go. Is that your next big project?
probably.
The fans want it, Sam. The fans need the next book. And I may just have to read the first one now because I am falling in
Please.
love with it because of all of your fans here.
Great. This is
Now,
wonderful.
we recently published your blog interview on our the Author's Porch blog as well, so everyone can head to theauthorsporch.com and check out the blog interview to learn more information about the book and also a little more insight. If we didn't cover it here tonight on the interview with Sam, because you guys, I've had a great time talking to Sam, but I want to hand it over to Sam. Is there anything that you want to talk about more that maybe we haven't covered? Because I get to chatting and I forget we're live and this is an interview and it's not just all about me having fun.
But why not?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I just say take a chance. You know, you there's so many great books out there and so many books that should be read. And you know, I know that everybody that's watching this right now probably has a stack about 10, 12 inches high, at least one or three stacks of the to be reads. And I would be most grateful if you would drop Abstraction into the to be reads. The official release date, last time I checked, was March 9th. You can pre-order on Amazon
Nice.
and otherwise bug your local bookstore to get it in. And that that's something I wanted to mention.
Yes, I'm looking at, I actually have the Amazon site for Abstraction up right now, and you can pre order.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. And go and grab Abstraction by Sam Weis. It has a beautiful cover. It has this beautiful painter with this easel. And I've had a great time. Yeah, plug that, put that up there. I've had a great time talking. Do you have any social media where people can follow you? Are you a big social
Oh,
media person or
I'm
I'm
on
kind of
Facebook.
pulling back a little bit.
No, I like to play on Facebook. I have friends all over the place, and it's just a really fast, great way to communicate with them. And you know, so that's where you can find me. Sometimes I say stupid things on it, and uh, that's just life. You can delete that, you know.
Do you have an official Facebook page that they can go and follow you on?
Just Samwise. Yeah.
No underscores, no periods, no nothing,
Nothing
just Sam
fancy.
Weiss.
Just direct. Just go there.
Awesome. I put that here as well as a clickable link so people can go and check you out. And also people that listen to the podcast, they can go check it out. Sam, I've had an absolute wonderful time. Thank you so
Thanks,
much for
CJ.
coming
This
and
has
spending
been
your
really,
time.
really fun. Thank you. Take
Awesome.
care.
Yeah, same to you. Guys, go and check out Sam's book over on Amazon for pre-order. It's Abstraction by Sam Wise. You can also go to theauthorsporch.com, check out her blog interview on our blog to learn more about her and get all those clickable links. If you did not get them here in the comments, Sam has a lot of fans. They're waiting for her next book, so make sure that you go and check out the next book. You can also go to samwise1.net where you can see her paintings and her music, along with seeing her book as well. And we are going to head out. Our next magazine comes out the 1st of April, where you will see some of our blog interviews, some of our interviews from the podcast will be in our magazine as well as our book reviews. So make sure that you check out our magazine, which is available on Amazon if you just go and type in the search bar, The Author's Porch Magazine. So have a good night, everybody, and we will see you next week, same time, same bat channel. Bye, Sam. Bye, everybody.